Good morning, welcome to Bars and Bells. My name is Ian.
And I'm Lauren.
And this is our restore and recharge practice. We have our body weight, we have our best friends, and we have a chair off to the side. You don't need much else to help yourself into this workout, but some patience as we'll start with our breath and refining our skills with our practice. Use that chat feature, let us know what you're up to today, tomorrow, or any day of the week, and we'll be here to train right now, live, and in the archive. So welcome. Let's get started with our breath. Ready to go?
Yes.
All right. Big breaths.
Move
How
over a little
was your
bit.
big breaths on your run?
It was great. I nose breathed.
breathing. Nice.
Breathed.
Nice. Breathed?
Nose breathed.
Nosed it. You nosed it. Okay. In that stance comfortable for you, place one hand on the belly and one hand on the chest. Take that big belly breath in, filling full, pressing against the hand, and exhale. Repeat one more time, a big belly breath in, and exhale. Now with that belly button pulled into the spine, breathe into the chest. Exhale. Belly button pulled to spine, breathe into the chest. And exhale. Return to the belly and a big breath in. And a 4-second hold, full. Exhale. 4-second chest breath in, belly pulled to spine. 360 degrees around, hold, full, and exhale. Now take a 4-second belly breath in. Hold full. Now take a 4-second chest breath in. Hold full, and then 8 seconds exhale. Always thinking about the breath, reading about breath, thinking about breath, and breathing to breathe. Slow down the exhale, helps that relaxation. Mix up your stance. I was narrow, I'll go wide. Lauren was wide, she made it narrow. Now at the head neck, casual as we go, very slow look over the shoulder. Return to center. Alternate, other shoulder, and return. Repeat. This time, take a look up to the ceiling. Return to looking at the wall over the shoulder, and then head to center. Alternate to the other side. I'll look at Lauren. I'll look towards up at the beams out to the side of the room, and then back at Lauren and center. Repeat in the rotation, but this time gently nod the chin to the clavicle. Return to looking at the wall, pulling the crown center, returning. And then to the other side, a gentle head nod down. Look at the wall beside you or your training partner, and then return to center. Let's come back to the head neck in just a moment, but before, we'll work from the tip of the head to the tip of the toes. Stand in a narrow stance as if the one that you might walk or bike or run through. As we get into a drill later, we'll talk about pretend. Pretend to pull up one leg. In this case, I'm trying to pull up my left leg and I feel pulling up my right leg and I feel that left leg get nice and stiff. The butt cheek engages and I try to pull this leg up off the floor and then relax. There will be a little weight shift. I saw that in my peripheral as I looked at Lauren. There will be a weight shift as you switch. And again, keeping the foot suctioned to the floor, imagine pulling it up. Hopefully you're feeling nice and active in through those hips. Hold that tension for a second or two longer, and then relax. One more time each side. Little bit of a weight shift, and pull up off the floor. Envision that foot suction down. You're trying to pull it out of that heavy mud, and it's staying put. And one last time, pull up on the other side. In this case, I'm pressing heavy through my right, pulling up on the left. Return to center, add a little wiggle. Let's return to our breath. This time, in that harder sense of when we'll be doing some push-ups or planks later today, we want to be able to breathe over top of that. Take a big breath into the belly. Exhale. Now brace those abs as if you could take that punch. Now sing happy birthday or at least talk to your neighbor as we're holding that tension on our core.
I'm just going to breathe quietly.
You're just going to breathe quietly. And here I'm talking, but we have nice heavy tension in the abs. And then relax the abs. It's a little wiggle. Repeat that one more time. Big belly breath in, create some room. Then on the exhale, pull the belly button into the spine. Then brace on those abdominals as if to take that punch. And keep talking. Here we go. The glutes are also a part of the core. Are you singing happy birthday? Or what the heck are we doing this for? And then relax. Want to be able to breathe underneath of that core tension for those high-yeah moments in our life. Adjust your stance yet again, whether it's super narrow or super wide, back to the head and neck. At the head and neck, we'll take it through those ranges where we started in a rotation to the side, looked up towards the ceiling, and then nice and casually connect to the center, and then pull the crown high, chin low through the middle. Add the rotation to the other side. Same thing, look up the wall with the nose, to the ceiling with the nose and eyes, and when you're in center, pull the crown high and chin low. Repeat the rotation to the original side, in this case my left, a gentle chin nod to the clavicle, then to the sternum in the center, and then return to taller stacked. And lastly, add the rotation, chin nod down, roll to center, and tall. As we did those head movements, the head moved a lot, but the neck might not move so much. Create stability at the neck and mobility at the head. Crazy. Shake that out. Let's go back to some silly walks, then we'll hand it over to Lauren. Take a heel strike out front. I have my dorsiflex ankle in the front here, heel striking down. Slowly start to pull the front leg into the ground and back, and hopefully we can feel that hip extension or that scissoring action in the back leg. Switch, push the front leg forward and the back leg to the back, and hold for 3, 2, relax the tension, bring the foot underneath. Same thing, slide the leg out to the front, check in that our hips are square, dorsiflexed on the ankle, and pull a stiff leg on the left here into the ground and back as my right hip is now going forward. Hold for a couple more seconds, energize those hips, and then relax. Alternate that by now driving that front heel forward. The back is to the back, but we're staying nice and squared, again, scissoring the hips. For 3, 2, relax the effort, pull underneath. Pretend first, look for that tension as we just walk around one more time in a little bit of a silly walk, a heel toe stride. Take that heel out in front and push weight off of your back leg so that you're transferring weight to the front side. From there, pull the leg off the ground, point the toe, extend, heel strike, and pull and push. Weight transfer. Feel the floor is heavy. We'll continue to then flex and point and heel strike. The front leg is pulling back as the back hip pushes through with the balance. And one more time in that style, a heel strike. My front leg pulls back as my back hip extends or pushes through. Add a little wiggle. We're going to have one more quick toe balance, and then we're on to some movement clocks with Lauren.
That feels good.
Doesn't it?
It's weird, but it's
weird,
good.
But feeling the tension from the floor, and we're trying to continue to coach the feet to drive those actions in the hips. Challenging the balance a little bit, same thing. Heel stretch. What's up?
Your button.
My button's undone. Ooh, okay.
Sorry.
We have our everything matters, wardrobe adjustments for sure. We have the heel strike out in front. We'll push off the back foot to the front. Could we find a toe balance? Continue if you know what's up, or reset to the floor, pull off the back, point through the front, heel strike, feel that weight transfer as we then go towards our 2 balls of feet. Reset low, travel through. I messed up my feet because I was trying to make room, I'm sorry. So we were traveling on through. Now to 2 feet. Can we transfer weight to a single foot, carry the leg through, and then heel, pull, push that tension from the floor, find the toe balance on 2 feet, transition weight to 1, heel strike, pull, push, 1 or 2 more repetitions, If you're doing it with your kitchen counter at your side, that's fantastic. If you have a beautiful wall bar on the wall, that's also good. Or maybe you're just walking around the chair. Shake it out after something high intensity on the brain and hopefully on the core and the feet, and movement clock styles with Lauren.
Movement clock time. Feet underneath you. As we've been starting lately, we've been doing our straight leg clocks right away. So we're going to start with that. Pick a leg that's going to stay stationary. I want you to look down for 1 second. Is that toes rooted in the floor and the arch engaged? The knee is pretty straight as you can get it, and the butt cheek squeezed. The other leg is going to lift off the floor, point front, and then pull with a straight leg back underneath, creating that room. Same thing, but out to a 45. Point 45, pull the leg back using your adductors or your groin. Same thing to the side. Out to the side with the butt cheek, in with the adductors. Out to the back on a 45, pull to return to center. And last one to the back, we'll try to point through that foot as we point to the back, roll over the toes with a straight knee to return to tall. You okay, Ian?
The straight knee is just, I straightened my knee because I heard it.
Same thing other side. Rooted foot gripping. Tall butt squeeze. Point front, pull straight knee underneath. Point 45, pull straight leg to center. Point to the side, adductor, pull in. Back on that 45, but hips are still square forward. Pull under. And last one, reaching to the back, rolling over the foot, and then pulling back to center. Both are tall, both are rooted, both are squeezed, all is braced. Relax. Nice. From there, we're going to walk ourselves out to our first high plank. To do that, let's get into our hinge. Excuse me.
Hinging.
Hips, chop back. Pushing those hips back long. Feel that length through hammies and glutes. Hang out there for a second. Take a breath. Slowly tip forward. And let's walk ourselves out to our high plank, either from your knees or from your toes in this position.
Oh, I thought you said elbows.
These knees. Hands are underneath shoulders. Elbows are nice and straight. Shoulders are packed. Glutes are squeezed. Abs are braced. If I came through the TV and tried to push you over, you wouldn't move. Hold that tension high for 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's slowly lower ourselves to the floor via push-up if you want, or controlled down. We're going to spice things up today with some side planks. So from here, I'd like you to roll onto your side. In your side lying position, your hips are stacked, and your knees are trying to get in line with your hips. From here, your elbow is directly underneath your shoulder, maybe even tucked in more than you think. Right now in the shoulder, gently be slumpy. No, no, no. Pack that shoulder, pull it into the lat. Now place that loose hand and put it on your bottom obliques. Again, be slumpy, but then pull away from the floor, feeling those obliques engage. Hold that for a second. Your hip is still on the floor. You're just engaging those obliques. And then gently relax. Let's do that again. Pack the shoulder, lift up away from the floor using those abs on the side. Keep lifting so your hips extend up. And hold. Hips are square forward. I like to think there's somebody lifting my hips towards the ceiling as I'm doing this. Shoulders are stacked. Keep that tension for 3, 2, and then with control, soft landing. Come out of that, flipper to the other side. Same setup.
I love that rib setup that you had us do there.
It's nice to feel those obliques. With the elbow right underneath the shoulder, pack it down. Knees are bent, in line with those hips. Hips are stacked forward. Take the free hand, feel your obliques. So if we're lazy, it's towards the floor. And then when we activate, we're gonna lift and pull them up. And no hip lift right now, just oblique lift for 3, 2, and then gently relax. One more time, pack the shoulder. You might feel that lat engage. You should. Oblique lift. Keep lifting hips and hold. Square forward. Stack shoulders. Pulling underneath you for 5 more seconds. Butts are squeezed as well. 3, 2, soft landing down. From here, if it's okay for you, Let's do our first either push up or just come to your hands in down dog. If you're gonna push up, tuck those hips under, pack the shoulders, press. Knees bend, tail tilts to the ceiling. Nice long spine. Then gently try to straighten those knees. Whew. Bend the knees again, tilt the tail to the ceiling. Try to straighten the knees, pressing the heels towards the floor. From here, if you'd like that knee bend or straight legs, start walking your hands towards your feet and hinge yourself to tall.
What time is it, Mrs. Wolf?
Clock number 2 time.
All right.
Back to our clocks again. Excuse me, let me just get this just right. We're going on our bent knee this time. That means the stationary leg is going to bend, the moving leg is going to point straight. Knee over toe, point the leg long out front, zip, everything comes up together. Knee over toe, point 45, zip to tall. Point, reach lateral, feel that glute as you try to lift the leg off the floor, zip to tall. Knee still goes over that toe, hips are still square forward on this one, speed skate, up to tall. And last one, knee over toe, reaching behind you, rolling over the toe, extending both hips. We go. Second side. Knee over toe, point front, up to tall. Knee over toe, point 45, up to tall. There's still more to think about that. We're reaching side now. This knee is trying to track that index toe, trying not to let it fall in as we do this knee over toe, reaching back 45 and up to tall. And last one, knee over toe, reaching behind you and then over and tall, tall. Nice. Shake that out. Let's do one more clock and then one more set of planks. This time, our typical clock. Our stationary leg is straight, our other leg bends. What that means, peel the foot off the floor, point, toe ball heel, soft landing, absorb the floor. Doesn't have to be a huge step because back heel has to stay heavy. Press forward to come back. Out to the 45, peel, open, point, toe ball heel, get that ankle mobility, press back. Peel, open leg side, point, toe ball heel land, press to tall. Peel, open leg, then rotate open, new corner, toe ball heel land, press to tall. Last one, baby step, back knee bends, front leg stays straight, hips reach back, press through to tall. Second side, peel, point, toe ball heel soft landing, heel heavy, press back. Peel, open 45, absorb the floor with that toe ball heel. That'll help you use that arch. Peel, open, point, soft landing, press to center. Peel, open to the side, rotate, new corner, hello.
Those are so hard.
And center, that's my favorite one.
I know.
Peel, toe ball heel, back, hips go back, and then press through to center. I just feel like I'm like fencing or something.
I know,
back
I
there.
like it.
Cool.
I like
One
it.
more set of planks. Cool?
Yeah.
Straight up regular. Hinge.
Hinging.
Hang out for a second. Walk yourself out. From the knees or the toes. Drop those hips. Squeeze the butt. Pull the floor together underneath you. Tension's high for 8 more seconds. Continue to breathe underneath that shield as we did earlier today. 4, 3, 2, step those feet as needed. Push your hips back, keeping that spine nice and long. Walking hands towards knees and extending to tall. Whew, feels great.
You know it. We asked what time it was. It was that movement clock time. Getting those hips going. We'll continue those hip ideas with the assistance of your chair, your balance aid on the wall. Make this exercise about that hip control, less about the balance. I promise Lauren's weight transfers will take us there shortly as well.
Mm-hmm.
Cool?
Yeah.
You got hip bars.
I got hip bars.
I'll do the other one.
With your balance aid, closest leg is your inside leg. It's going to stay stacked and engaged the entire time. Point to the front. One external rotation, inseam up. One internal rotation, inseam down. Back to inseam up. With the toe connected to the ground, draw that circle to the side. Stay here. Internal rotation, hide the inseam. External rotation, show it. Internal, hide it. Draw the circle to the back, keeping the hips forward. Roll over the toes and pull the leg underneath, growing tall. To the back. We're going to reach out the back long. In the socket, you're going to start to open up that leg as it comes around the side, so that when you get to the side, your inseam is forward. And then continue that circle to the front. Turn so the kneecap is facing forward now. Through the foot. Pull underneath. Let's do that one more time. A little bit extra if you'd like. Point to the front. External rotation, inseam up. Either stay on the floor or slightly elevated. From here, send the leg to the side. Hips press forward. Internally rotate the leg, hiding that inseam as you draw the circle around behind you. Roll over the foot or flex the foot to return underneath. To the back. Reach out the back, point slightly off the floor if you'd like. Feel that glute. Open up in the socket, keeping these hips forward as you go around the corner. Inseams forward at this point. All the way to the front. Neutral leg. Tap. Close to tall. Fire burning, fire burning.
Polite burning.
Same thing, second side. Tall on the inside leg again. Point the leg to the front. We're on the floor for this one. We do our external rotation, inseam forward. Internal, hide the inseam. External, take the circle to the side. Inseams forward. From here, hide it. Show it. Hide it again. And take it all the way to the back behind you. Still keep those ribs to hips so we're not arching that low back. Roll over the foot, pulling the leg underneath. To the back. Point. Power. Open it up in the socket, thinking about rotating the head of that femur in the ball and socket joint all the way around to the front. And then pull underneath, returning to tall. One more time, slightly off the floor if you'd like. Point front. External rotate, inseam up, little lift. Send the leg side, the hips press forward. Internal rotate, take it around to the back. Roll over the foot, keep the knees straight.
Isn't it?
Underneath. I actually can't see, I'm just guessing.
Good guess, though.
To the back, point. Open up in the socket as you round that corner. Inseam will end up turning forward, pulling the leg to the front. Tap. Close tall. Shake.
How many times, sorry.
No, I'm good. I'm done.
How many times were you told to close the door? Where were you born, in a barn, or clean your room? It might take a lot of coaching to integrate those strong habits. So for 5 years, practicing the ballet, those knees still want to bend. Those clicking country clogger days.
Habits.
Geez, they stick around. So stiffen them up for strength. Let's get into a split stance. Knees over toes, like a little squat plie. Then with the quads parallel, straighten one leg in front, quads parallel, then split that distance between 2 feet. Check. Is the head facing forward? Are the shoulders facing forward? And are those hips facing forward? From here, place one arm out front. Protract the shoulder.
Either arm, Ian?
Excuse me, same leg as the leg that's in the back. So if I have my right leg in the back, my right arm will be out front. Protract the shoulder, reaching the blade around the rib cage and forward. Pause here. Did your shoulders become off square like mine and Lauren's is showing now, or were you able to stay square? Once you've reestablished where square is, bring awareness to that and try to protract or reach forward one more moment. Then with a stiff elbow, retract the blade, pull the elbow like a row, where the elbow is towards the back of the hips, ribs. And then for one last time, bring the shoulder blade as tight to the body as you can as you extend or press that elbow out front. Maintain square. For the final piece to this, protract the shoulder, reaching forward, but maintain square. Lastly, retract the shoulder, arm to your side as you step through, and wiggle to reset. Repeat on the other side. The knee bend over the toes. And this is one of the harder things for me too. What leg did I just do? My right leg will be out front, so my left leg is to the back. From here, check that the head is forward, shoulders forward, hips also facing forward. Then the leg that's out the back, that same arm side, out to the front. Protract the shoulder, stay square, but then add a little rotation. Now bring the upper body back to square. Protract the shoulder, one more go, reaching out front, staying square. Then retract that shoulder blade, pull that elbow like a row or the down phase of a push-up, and stabilize through the scapula in the back. Hug this center line as we extend the elbow out front. Hold square with the body, roll in that forward shape in the shoulder, and then retract, bring it to the hip as you step through on the other side. Shaking that out, Lauren.
Leg bars.
Leg bars again. Oh man, this
Back
is
to your
gonna be
chair.
bent knees, man. What's
Bent
this
knees.
version? Oh,
We're gonna do
geez.
2 bent knees in a row on the same side, but 2 different versions. Tall on your inside leg. Peel the foot off the floor and connect your foot to your malleolus here, that bone in your ankle. From there, knee is gonna open side, engaging that glute. Tall on this leg, so you should feel both butt cheeks. And then adductor, pull against imaginary forces to close. Repeat again. Pry open from the butt cheek. And then adduct, pulling against the forces to close. One last time. Prying open. And then closing shut. Keep that knee bend. Brush it back so both legs are parallel, but the knee is still bent. Now we're going to open the gate. From here, we're going to rotate in the socket, and our foot is going to try to find our knee or our calf. Doesn't have to be high. Pry it open. You're going to disconnect the foot, internally rotate, thigh pulls to thigh. Is your knee still bent? Bend it again. Rotate open in the socket. Foot tries to find calf, shin, knee, whatever level it has. Off, internal to center. We have one more. Reach back, open up in that socket. Find that connection. Lift off, internally rotate, leg to leg, extend underneath. Woo! Shake it out. As we're doing this, one of the things that we see the most is people try to go for these huge ranges, and what happens is this bowl of punch or the pelvis starts wiggling and jiggling. If this was a bowl of water, don't spill it. Keep your belt line level. Bending.
And make sure your button's done up.
Make sure your pants are done up. Peel the foot off the floor. Connect low. Knee front. Standing stable on the inside leg. Open with butt cheek. Forces close. Repeat again. Open with the cheek.
The forces like Darth Vader or the forces
Any
like
forces.
Obi-Wan?
Oh, power close. So you're not just flip-flopping back and forth here, but you're making a point of using your muscles to move your leg. And last one, closed. Bend the knee back. From here, we opened in the socket, foot found shin, knee area. Hold, disconnect, internal rotation, especially here, don't spill your punch. Reconnect to center. Rebend your knee. Rotate open. Foot finds knee shin. Hold for a second. Lift off. Internal rotate. Come together. One more knee bend. Last time, rotate in the socket. Hold. Last active lift off. Internal rotation. Inseams together. Straighten the leg underneath. And as much as that was work on this cheek, it was work on this cheek to keep it stabilized.
Stability on one and mobility on the other. Assemble again in that split stance from before. Knees over toes, single leg out front, and then split the distance between 2 feet. Are the feet parallel like on train tracks? Are the hips and shoulders and head facing forward? Same thing as before. My left leg is back on this set, so I'll take my left arm forward. Maintaining square with that core brace, reach through that shoulder blade, protracting forward. Then add the upper body rotation, add a challenge by keeping your head facing forward. Leave this shoulder, it protracted or reaching out, and then rotate through the core trunk to bring things back square. Protract one more time, maintain your square, then retract that shoulder blade, pull as in the down phase of our push-up, and then engage the pec on the front, shoulder blade stability in the back as we press forward, maintain the shoulder blade in retraction, finish with the arm at the side, stepping through. Wiggles, same thing other side. Knee over toe, left leg forward for me so that my right leg is facing the back, or out the back, I'm sorry. We're squared up. Our feet are on choo-choo tracks and working on the shoulder blade. Reach an arm out front. Stay square, but protract through that shoulder. I tend to think of a seatbelt from my other shoulder to that hip. Then allow that self to rotate in the upper body torso. Keep the head forward if allowed, or chin tracking sternum would be appropriate too. Now with the shoulder in protraction in the front, return to square, and then reach forward just a little bit more. Put that seatbelt on, engage the core as we reach forward, and then retract. Continue to pull through the arm into the down phase of our push-up, and then, excuse me, hiccups. I would like us to then stabilize through the shoulder blade and press through that pec as we extend forward, keep it in retraction, and then finish stepping through, arm to the side. Whew, excuse me, little hiccups on that one. I call them Lauren's weight transfers. They're some of our favorite exercises we share with our students here in the studio. And from what we hear online, our audience there loves them too. So working on those weight transfers, feel the tension in the floor. And then as Lauren alluded to, that stability in the standing leg to catch the balance.
Shall we?
Shall.
I like to start personally in a slightly turned out position. I'm going to spice it up and we're going to start on our 45 weight transfers. That means peel the foot off the floor, point 45, toe ball heel land. From here, just start pressing off the back leg, keeping it straight to a toe or a ball, and then point the back toes. We're not 100% on the back leg, we're about 90%. We still have a light tap down here. On that back leg, shoot energy into the floor, kneecap pulls up, glute squeezes. Imagine loading this front leg, but keeping your hips square. For 3, 2, accept the floor through the back foot, press to center. Second side, peel, point, toe ball heel land, push out of the back leg, transferring that load to the ball of the foot first, then to the toe point, shoot energy nice and straight, kneecap, glute, 90% here, hips forward, 3, 2, accept the floor out the back, press to center. Full transfer this time. Peel point, toe ball heel. Press out that back leg, get it nice and straight and tight, and then slightly leave the floor on it. Hold. Still fight for this square forward position. Can we push into the floor and straighten that front knee? And hold. 3, 2, knee goes back over the toe. Toe will land, ball, heel push back. Other side. Peel point. Accept. Press out of that back foot. Nice, really straight leg. Slightly lifted off the floor, but hips square forward. Press into the floor to extend, growing tall. Then knee goes back over the toe. Toe ball, heel, pew. Whoops, too much power. Center. One more. Peel, point, out to that 45. Full transfer. Hold bent knee for 3, 2, straighten for 3, 2, if you want, grow up for 3, 2, controlled heel land, knee goes over toe, accept the floor, back to center. Other side, peel point, press out of that back leg, Hold the bent knee balance for 3.
It doesn't matter.
2. Straighten the knee and hold. 3. 2. This back leg is still straight. Grow tall and hold for 3. 2. Heel comes down. Knee back over toe. Toe ball heel. Send it center.
We prepared those shoulder blades in the push-pull to be stable to help us in our push-up. We prepared that breath with our bum squeeze and our core brace to also help us in our push-up. We like sets of 5. Maybe at home you're doing sets of 1, but follow us as we fold to the floor and press-ups, as we sometimes call them too. Start with the chin tuck, chin towards sternum. Pull your belly button in to help candy cane and flex through the spine. From there, hands stay close to the body. The knees can definitely bend if they need to as we descend to the floor. From there, walk out to your push-ups position. My plank is slightly narrower than my push-up, so make adjustments as you need. And with that full body tension, we'll take our breath in, pull ourselves to the ground, and press. Pull to the ground, core brace press. Take the sniff at the top. Exhale up. There's 4. And then 1 more nice and control for 5. With straight legs, walk your feet to hands, tailbone tilts to the ceiling, and then fold or hinge, but take your time to return to our standing position. 1 more weight transfer, Lauren.
1 more weight
what you
transfer.
got for us?
We're going lateral here, a little more traditional, if you will. From center, point, toe ball heel, don't go too far away. This distance. Pull yourself down. Now, let's just get used to this by pressing into the floor, and our weight will transfer to that single leg. Again, here, hips pressing forward. Try not to let that butt on this side wing out. Center. Let's pull the floor together and do the same thing on the other side. Then we'll start pushing. Knee goes straight. Hips are forward. Hold this. 3, 2, come back through center, actively pulling those legs together through center. Knee goes back over the toe. This time the straight leg heel is going to leave the floor. And then toe point. Straight leg. Hips forward. Feel that glute. Imagine lifting that leg off the floor for 3, 2, toe ball heel accept, pull yourself across. Straighten, press forward, heel leaves the floor, balls of feet, straighten that knee, energy through the floor. 3, 2, accept, pull back across. Straightening that other leg, right to the pointed foot. Knee straight, butt cheek squeeze, hips forward, lift off. Hold. 3, 2, accept the floor, pulling across, then pushing into that other leg. Heel leaves, toe point, straight leg, hold, little balance. 3, 2, toe ball heel. 1 more time. Press over. Full transfer again. Hold this. Stay square forward, drive into the floor to extend that knee. Hold. 3, 2, knee goes back over the toe. Accept, pulling yourself across and then pressing. Heel leaves, ball toe point, straighten, energy, push into the floor to grow tall. 3, 2, knee back over the toe, accept to center, and then push down into the floor to grow up. Shaking it out.
1 more set of push-ups for today, and returning to the hips for 1 more drill. Hinge or fold. What you gonna do, Lauren?
I really like that fold last time.
The fold. So let's cue that fold by pulling that belly button in. So as Lauren is, we're starting with our head neck extended, then pull the chin down, pull the belly button in to help candy cane or flex the spine. From there, we'll stay tight. I bent my knees the last time. You can if you need, or keep them straight with your feet, knees, and hips stacked. Then walk out to the high planks position and hold for time, or modify with your push-ups grip and 5 more repetitions. Full body tension, grip the floor with the hands, squeeze your bums, brace your abs, take a breath in, and 1, 2, and 3. There's our 4, and 5. Take your time coming up. Straight legs or flexed. This is my hinge. Lauren's in her fold. Take your time to extend. Let's get that chair out for one more exercise. We could try it without the balance aid, but again, make it more about the tension in the hips than the concentration on the balance. Are you gonna lift in or out on your hip?
External rotation.
External rotation. We are the same, but different. Personally, I had a lot of success lifting my leg in that external rotation out to the side, and then not as much on the internal. Lauren, lifting out on the external rotation, it's great, don't get me wrong, but it's a little bit low. And then do that internal rotation and lift. That's a little bit not like most of us at home. Do this for 1 repetition, and which one is harder? Move out to the side, dorsiflexed or pointed through the toe. Roll your hip out as if to have that inseam facing forward, and very modestly, try to lift that leg off the floor. Return. Switch to have that internal rotation on the hip, and now gently try to lift up from the hip. And return. Pull in. Repeat to the other side.
Pull.
Same thing quickly. Out to the side, turning out, hips forward, nice and tall, inseams facing forward, lift that leg, sorry Lauren, and point, and then roll in on the hip, lift it up, out to the side, hold for an extra second, tap down, and in. Is that the same on both hips? Different? Which style are you? Lauren will be lifting off the floor in that external rotation.
The harder one for me.
The inseam forward, and I will be lifting off the floor, hiding that inseam or on the internal rotation. 2 repetitions per side, and I promise that's all. Stick with us for one more exercise here today.
Remember to keep your punch bowl level.
Punch bowl level, great cues all around. Hips level. I'm in external rotation. Lauren is gonna stay there. The rest of us, let's internally rotate. Pretend to lift away from the floor first. Fire up these lateral butt cheeks, and then very modestly lift away from the floor. Stiffen the knee. Roll in on the hip. Feel that tension build in the hips. Lightly tap down. Perhaps extend those hips to tall. Check in that are nice and balanced. I'll turn in on the hip again. Lauren will turn out, and then pretend to lift first, and then create a little bit of separation with a stiff knee, and continue to internally rotate this for us, and externally rotate that femur for 2 more seconds for Lauren's team. Tap down, pull together, and assemble tall. Repeat on the other side for the final move of the day. Gumby hips, dancing hips.
Working hips.
Working hips. My leg will be out to the side with my inseam facing forward, as will Lauren's. From here, I'll internally rotate. Lauren continues to keep her inseam forward. Pretend first. Stiffen the knee, cramp up the quads with pulling up the kneecaps, and then for up to 10 seconds, continue to internally rotate on the hip for me, externally rotating on the hip for Lauren, holding for a second longer, tapping down. Push the hips forward by 1%. Stiffen the knees, engage the core. Pretend to lift first. I'm lifting in that internal rotation, Lauren in external. And for 10, 9, cramp up those lateral bums, hold it for 3, and 2, and tap, and finish together tall.
Oh, fire burning.
Maybe yesterday I messed up our rep counts. Probably did. And right there I went from 9 seconds to 3 real quick. Sometimes it helps us trying to feel about 10 seconds worth of intensity exercises for those hips. This has been our Restore and Recharge practice. Last night, Lauren and I talked about our schedule coming up, and we're very proud to be so consistent in our schedule for this whole year of the pandemic to keep it mostly the same. We will continue our schedule as is, and those movements that we did today really reminded me of a bar practice, articulating through the feet, mobilizing through those hips, with a little push-up in between. This practice will become more Restore and Recharge at the bar, simplifying things. We're bars, we're bells. I'm Ian.
Lauren.
And together we'll stay strong Train simply, taking care, and training soon. Anything to add? Besides a beautiful,
I was gonna say-
what's the French word for that?
Have a nice
Awesome.
day.
Goodbye. Have a good day. See you soon.